Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi dan semangat pagi Bapa, Ibu dan hadirin yang saya hormati. Thank you for taking the time to join our webinar this morning. So today I'll be talking about a very interesting topic on data governance and how it can be the secret sauce for business agility and innovation. So if you have any questions, please put your questions down in the Q&A box below, and we will address them at the end of the session. So right now, let me share my screen. Okay, so this morning together with me, I have my fellow speaker, Chin Tiao, who will be also covering the second half of this webinar today. So before we start, let me just briefly just go through our agenda for this morning. We will start off by quickly going through our corporate profile so that you know a bit more about the company. And then after that, we'll quickly dive into the main topic for today, which is why do you need data governance and how can you execute your data governance initiative? We will also be doing a use case sharing session. This session will be presented by Jin Tiao, as mentioned earlier. And then finally, we'll wrap up the whole session with a Q&A. Okay, so coming to our corporate profile, if you have seen all our invitations, our email addresses, you may notice we're coming from InfoConnect, right? So, but actually, we're actually representing BPI Technologies, and BPI Technologies is actually a wholly owned subsidiary of the InfoConnect group. So the InfoConnect has been around for close to 30 years, and we specialize in delivering information and content management solutions, which is aimed at helping businesses to discover new efficiencies and to power digitalization. So we have currently, at present, we have about 80 employees and serving 200 over clients. And we have offices in 3 different locations, mainly in our HQ in Malaysia and also in Indonesia. So as for BPI, we are we have been involved in the provision of services in data and information management, as well as business intelligence and analytics since 2011. So we have been around for quite some time, and we have always been in this area. So if you can see here, this is actually the one solution framework of InfoConnect. This one solution framework actually covers the whole end-to-end suite of solutions covering enterprise content management solutions. As you can see here, we offer capture solutions such as content capture via OCR and ICR, desktop and web scan solutions, e-forms processing, and for the bulk import. And then after capturing, then it will then flow into our DocuFlow document management solution. And then as well as we also provide solutions for business process management, which refers to your automation of your workflows, as well as RPA. We also our solutions also include enterprise search, remote cloud workspace, and also customer communications management, which refers to our report distribution solutions, as well as e-statements. And finally, as you can see on the analyze part here, this is actually where BPI plays a role. We actually, as mentioned earlier, focus on data management, data science, and business intelligence. So what you see here is actually the list of expertise of BPI Technologies. We have a vast experience in helping companies to transform raw data into actionable intelligence. So our range of services cover all the way from data standardization, cleansing, and then integration of data from various different sources into a data warehouse, to carry out ETL transformations, data staging, data modeling. And then finally, this can actually be output into your BI tools or data visualization, which is actually referring to your reporting and dashboards. Finally, we can also do analytics for business, as well as Based on our many years of expertise, we do also provide strategy and consultation to help you to carry out your data-driven initiatives. So as you can see here, just a quick glance, this is our client portfolio. Over the past few years, we have served many clients from the general insurance industry, as well as life insurance. We also have a fair share of customers from banking and also public sector government agencies. Okay, so without further ado, let us dive into the main topic. Why do you need data governance? So first of all, I just want to ask a simple question. How much do you trust your data that you use every day? How confident are you in terms of the accuracy and reliability of data when it comes to decision making? So in recent years, many digital transformation efforts are actually leveraging on the use of data and analytics and also AI to enhance outcomes. As such, there's been an increased demand for transactional and also analytics applications to meet top business priorities, such as meeting and exceeding customer expectations in order to provide better customer experiences, protecting the privacy of customers and ensuring compliance, increasing revenue through the identification of upselling and cross-selling opportunities based on the study of customer behavior. And then also finally, in terms of reducing costs, especially your cost of acquiring new customers. So one common theme that we often see today is the role of data in driving the evolution of modern enterprises. With the advancement of technology, we're beginning to witness the rise of what you call data-driven enterprises, meaning businesses that actually leverage on insights from data to drive important innovations and business decisions. So in order to provide the foundational framework for these data-driven initiatives, organizations like yours need to adopt a strong data governance approach to support data literacy, data trust, data consumption, and also data protection. So all of this, which are also essential parameters for your data use cases. So, but then now comes the big question. If the benefits of establishing a strong data governance culture in a data-driven organization is so widely understood, so what could be the reason that not every organization is doing this yet? Why are there still so many organizations that are struggling to provide timely access to the right high-quality data for their data users? So we now look at the main barriers from a data governance standpoint that is inhibiting enterprises from becoming data-driven. So first and foremost, is that today's data landscapes are complex and they consist of distributed data environments. Data today could be stored either on-premise or on cloud, and they host a disparate data sources, whether it could be relational, data warehouses, data lakes, and including the more newer term of today, what you call data lake houses. These data sources are being accessed using multiple data access tools and methods that are lacking a standard data access process. So in fact, right, the rise of data sharing across your partners, your vendors, is further exacerbating this sprawl. Legacy data systems can create an inconsistent data silos. This could actually trip up the whole company's data integration efforts and hinder accurate compliance reporting. As such, only 45% of enterprise data is being utilized for analysis. Also, we have poor data quality and consistency, which is also one of the main barriers faced by organizations as they try to become more data-driven. In fact, 80% of business executives, they admit that they do not trust their data. Lack of trust in data can actually result in the company being unable to utilize most of their data for decision making, even though they're already swimming in an ocean of data. Another area that companies often overlook is also data literacy. Inadequate data literacy can actually hinder the transformation into an insights-driven organization. Why we say so is because data practitioners need to have a consistent understanding of data across the organization to be able to maximize the business value that they derive from the data. So according to a Forrester report, data literacy actually ranked as a critical priority for 26 of the respondents surveyed. And then finally, the inability to protect data and address industry privacy regulations hinders data sharing and perpetuates data silos. This actually increases the risk of non-compliance. So as you can see here, only 18% reported that their firm excelled at protecting their data. Now, without data governance in place to optimize the access to trusted quality data, organizations are faced with big risks coming from innovation hurdles and also financial implications. A McKinsey report mentioned that 30% of total enterprise time was spent on non-value added tasks. All this is because of poor data quality and availability. This leaves little time for data teams to focus on high value added tasks to generate business insights. In another report, 61% of organizations could not advance into a data-driven organization as they are unable to harness data to create a competitive advantage for themselves. What's more, there are significant financial implications from not being able to ensure compliance with applicable regulations. This further underscores the need for organizations to develop proactive measures for data privacy, data protection, and compliance. All these data complexities and challenges that I've mentioned earlier adds a significant time burden on getting data ready for high-value analytics and also AI. Most organizations actually rely on data scientists to carry out analysis and to test out hypotheses that could bring valuable insights to the organization. However, what actually happens is that these data scientists usually end up spending 80% of their time on finding and preparing the correct data. So more often than not, right, this data is never in the proper format needed for analytics. And hence, it would require a significant amount of time on understanding them, combining, cleansing, and also preparing them. So, and once the analytics team have built and deployed the data products, such as your dashboards and reports, they're often required to track the data lineage. This actually refers to all the steps that has been taken along the life of the data as it goes through the transformation, all the way from its original, from its system of origin into its final form. So this is actually necessary for auditability and also compliance reasons. So once again, of course, this would take up more of the valuable time of your data scientists. So having said all this, we come back to the main question. Why do you need data governance? A strong data governance foundation is critical for capturing the value from data through the implementation of processes to define standards, to measure quality, and to manage the data lifecycle. As organizations strive to establish these cultures of data-driven decision-making, the foundational requirement to drive data consumption is actually by embedding automated data governance to establish data stewardship, to simplify data access, to improve data literacy, to ensure data quality, and also to enforce the data privacy and security policies. Now, we will quickly go through some of the key aspects when it comes to kickstarting your own data governance initiatives. So what you see here are actually the core building blocks of data governance. The drive towards conscious governance of data actually includes implementing process changes into the culture of the organization itself. The ultimate objective of your data governance strategy is to generate the greatest possible return on data. So later during this session, right, my colleague Chintel will be diving deeper into the entire process of data governance. But before that, let us recognize what are the critical factors to consider as you assess your data governance, readiness, and maturity. Here are the three main pillars supporting your data governance initiative. You have people, process, and technology that need to work hand in hand. People. Governance actually succeeds when there is collaboration and planning. And you'll need your people, such as your underwriters, claims specialists, actuaries, and also IT professionals to collaborate together to ensure that data governance meets the needs of all the different business units. Your people here actually also includes your IT professionals, your subject matter experts. which could include experts in risk management, regulatory compliance, and also policy administration, whose insights are vital for governing all your data-related processes related to probably like policies, claims. So some important points to consider here include how committed are your people towards your data governance initiatives? Are their roles and responsibilities properly defined? Have they undergone sufficient training in order to ensure that they have the necessary skills along with adequate data literacy? Have you developed a change management plan in order to see how we can roll out this whole thing, whole data governance initiative? This is actually quite important as for a successful rollout, you require the alignment of different parties, and also you need to ensure that you have leadership buy-in in order to ensure a successful rollout. So process here. Processes are actually important to allow people to confirm that your data is managed properly throughout the entire enterprise. And then you also have to ensure that your critical business process, such as policy underwriting, claims, and actuarial calculations, draw on trusted data. Some important points to consider here include, are your data definitions and goals realistic and appropriate? Have you looked into modernizing your business processes? And have you reviewed your business rules in order to integrate data governance? Technology. These are actually the platform and tools that enable reliable data governance process. Tools such as data profiling, data lineage, and metadata tools, they allow you to automate and scale your data governance processes in order to accelerate time to value. Some important points here to include: do you have a complete platform capable of scaling out your data governance across your organization? Also, have you identified whether are there any gaps, such as gaps in data quality, data privacy, data lineage? And from there onwards, you can then identify the tools that you need. So when it comes to building a governed data foundation, there are a few areas that you can consider. So let me go through each of these in more detail. The foundation of a solid data governance solution, right, is actually the ability to drive a consistent understanding of data, to support data discovery and curation, and to simplify policy management. So how this can be achieved is through, first of all, the creation of a business glossary of governance artifacts, such as your terms, data classes, policies, and rules, to apply semantic meaning to your key data and information assets. You can also look into orchestrating workflows in order to systematically manage these terms and policies. And finally, you can also provide governed access to your data with business context by carrying out data profiling, classification, and also business term assignment. You can also evaluate, you also need to proactively evaluate your data quality using automated data quality analysis in order to identify and prevent data quality issues as they arise. Another important aspect is to set up your data privacy measures to mitigate data privacy risks and to protect distributed data assets. Some of the ways to do this include creating and enforcing data protection rules to control access to sensitive data. So oftentimes, right, your IT teams may also need to work with multiple external vendors, and this may involve sharing access of certain information, sensitive information. So we need to recognize that this is an area of particularly high risk, and what we would suggest is to actually adopt techniques such as data masking in order to mask sensitive and personally identifiable information, your PII, using de-identification techniques such as tokenization, hashing, and so on. So this is actually something that we have also done for another client of us in the past. Next, we need to also stay compliant with regulations. This is actually equally important besides data protection to mitigate risk of penalties. Some ways to do this include designing policies and also rules to adhere to industry regulations. on the control of data asset use. You can also actively monitor and identify data quality issues in order to mitigate the potential impact on your downstream processes. Also, you want to promote auditability with data lineage in order to enhance trust in data and also to support compliance. And one last aspect to consider here is the simplified management of data products. In simple terms, these are your dashboards and reports that leverage on data to help improve business decision making. Steps to achieve this include developing data catalogs to capture, manage, and share governed data and analytics assets. An important consideration here is actually to employ tools that support self-service access to allow data consumers to easily find and use data, with a business-friendly publishing experience for data assets. I actually also want to take this time to highlight some of the key trends out there that you should look for in the development of data governance. So first of all, as you know, data privacy is becoming increasingly more important with the rampant cases of data leakages and also the lack of transparency on who you are granting access to your personal data. Authorities are actually placing greater emphasis on data privacy regulations to protect individuals' rights. We foresee that in the coming years, there will be an even stronger emphasis on data privacy and also consent management, and organizations will need to step up and be prepared for this. Secondly, is on self-service data governance. So as you know, right, data governance is actually a continuous improvement process. Hence, the most sustainable way and practical way that we see is for organizations to embrace tools that empower their business users to manage data responsibly and in line with their business goals. Self-service data governance tools will eventually become more accessible, allowing users to easily collaborate, classify, and validate data. And finally, as we are all getting increasingly reliant on AI technology, such as the likes of ChatGPT, data governance tools are also becoming increasingly powerful with AI. AI and machine learning are becoming integral to how organizations can actually handle their data and govern their data-related processes. In terms of data governance, AI can help to automate insurance data discovery, classification, and even anomaly detection, all of which will result in enhanced efficiency and also accuracy. And of course, one very hot topic today is actually ESG. And it's important to know that data governance can actually work hand in hand to support your ESG initiatives. For today, I will actually not go deep dive into this topic due to time constraints. But briefly, I just want to mention here that data governance can actually be applied in terms of setting up your data conduct, leveraging data for insights and decision making, building data trust and also traceability, and also on the managing of sensitive data. So I'm sure many of you have embarked on some form of data governance within your organization. But to assess where do you stand, there are actually many data governance maturity models out there to help you to determine areas for further improvement. Over here, this data governance maturity model that we have is actually from IBM. And we have also, in order to help you, we have prepared a simple self-assessment that you can take to see where do you stand. So I will just leave this screen on for the next half a minute in order so that you have time to actually scan this QR code, and later you can attempt this self-assessment at the end when you have time. Okay, so now we move on to the next session. For this session, right, we'll be actually doing a deep dive into how proper data governance can be applied for your organization, and we'll be doing a case study sharing by my colleague Chin Tiao. So on to you, Chin Tiao. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Hui Mei. So now I will share about the use case sharing. According to Hui Mei, just now sharing, he's talked about why we the corporate need that data governance. And for my part, I will share that how to execute the data governance. So first thing is before start the data governance, we need the corporate need to form a data governance unit, and this is so-called the enterprise information management data governance operating model. So from this diagram here, in the center, there is the data governance lead. The role and responsibility is to steer the culture of the data governance and establish the standard. So you will see the right-hand side for the business unit. We can start from the data producer. Data producer to capture and update the data. After that is the data owner. You need to appoint who is the data owner to ensure that data standard and policy compliant for business. After that, you need to appoint who is a data steward to analyze the data issue. And of course, you need to have a data architect to develop data standard and policy. And the last is a group data steward. For example, the group data steward for insurance, right? Takafu is one of the business unit, and commercial is one of the data unit. So you can split. For example, you can appoint the general one as a data steward, and then the live one is another data steward. So from the right hand side, the other support unit, you can appoint HR to send the data steward for attend the trainings, and of course to execute the data quality is done by IT MIS. So you can appoint an IT as a technical data steward. Okay, for the data governance process overview, so typically data will start from data creations, data storage, data movement, data usage, and data retirements. So for this cycle, you can have a four step for the data governance. Step number one, of course, you need to define the standard for the data. And then you need to have the tool, data quality tool, to do the measurements. And of course, after the measure, you need to manage to apply the data governance process to the data issue, data change, whether you want to do the data cleansing. And the last is a new project and the information requirement. And then if this are managed done, then you need to consistently review the process. This is a typical data governance process. And next, I would like to share you in the detail for the each step. For example, in the define stage, you need to have a data ownership, assignment, and the formalizations. And the second thing, you need to have a data policy and a data standard creations. And the third is a data dictionary creations. This is very important for that for the data warehouse BI reporting purpose, data dictionaries. So second thing is a data profiling. Data profiling is to measure the data, and you can have a data quality tool to monitoring the result. After that, you have the change request, as what Hui just now mentions, and data issue resolution, and you can execute the data cleansings and data project review process. The last is the training and communications. Okay, this is a typical dimensions for data governance to measure the data. So we have the few dimensions here. For example, accuracies, completeness, conformity, consistent, integrity, timeliness, and uniqueness. Example, what is the accuracy? Number of the data. Second thing is completeness, number of now or not now. So for example, we scan for this column. If the rule is not allowed to now, and you detected is a now, and then it's considered not matched with the business rule. And the format, date format you want to set is standardized is DDMMYY or YYYMMDD. So this all the rule you can configure it in the data quality tool. Okay, so this is one of the example for the profiling scorecard. The right hand side here is a bar chart have with the different dimensions. So this is one of the case study that we implement the data quality project before. The background is like this: the challenge faced with the poor data qualities. So the data analytics department is facing the various challenges when it comes to data analysis. For example, data analytics department, when they have the BI report and they found that a lot of the data quality issue. So therefore, the objective then to profile the customer master data and then to share the scorecard data with the data steward. And this is a key activity implemented: data assessment and identification of a complex business rule. So in our project, right, we have the simple rule, medium business rule, and a complex business rule. So later on, I will share with you what is a simple business rule and a complex business rule, the definitions. So this is a data quality rule we are implemented before. So example, the data is from the customer database. Okay, so this is a attribute customer name. Okay, in the core system, this is the field name, cars underscore name. And the business definition is a customer name, cannot be noun.
Like what kind of issue?
Okay, so this is the business definition is formed by
Okay.
data owner or data steward or the group data steward.
Okay.
And this is a rule that during the project discussions, we want to check if the customer name is noun.
Oh.
If customer name is noun, then consider it's a data quality issue. The quality dimension is belong to completeness. Complexity is simple. Okay. This is another rule we implemented before. Also, data is from the customer name, and then we need to validate the content of the customer name. Any special character? If yes, then is a data quality issue. If numeric, then it's a data quality issue. Okay. So it's a conformity. So this, to implement this rule, right, that is a complex. For last one, customer, we want to compare with the customer master, contract master, and agent master for the duplications. So no agent involved in the customer data except agent own policy. So this is the 3 business rule that we need to apply. So the rule is same name and IC but different code in the same class.
Yeah.
The quality dimension is dimensions. The complexity is a medium to apply this rule in the data quality rule, data quality tool. This is a data profiling process flow.
Oh.
So the IT, as I mentioned, IT will, after the discussions, define the rule, IT will execute the data profiling rules in the data quality tool. And then after that, we'll review the result. If the result is accurate, and then we endorse and send to the data, send to a group data steward. So this is a RACI for the data profiling. Okay, I stand from our case study Data quality project, data before cleansing. This is the result. We do a data profiling before do a data cleansing. So we notice that have some data quality issue here. So this is the detailed report.
Oh,
A new IC have 14 character. Is fail have 2,870 record. Is not matched with this business rule. Okay. After that, we need to define the data cleansing process. Of course, based on the data profiling result, all the group steward need to provide a data cleansing solutions. After that, we let the technical data steward to execute the data cleansing process. So this is the largely for data cleansing.
oh.
Okay. Once a MIS or technical steward to execute the data cleansings, so this is a result scorecard in the data quality tool, and you will see that after cleansing, the result has been improved. The improved 0.01% for this row. So meaning before cleansing, the valid data is 83.51%. After cleansing, the valid data is 83.52%. This is the outcome for achievement for entire project. So reduce the workload, better control for rollout plan, reusable method, efficient auto cleansings, and data quality monitoring. So far, any questions?
Yeah, it's like
Thank you.